Hey everyone, and welcome along back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to have a look at my top 5 AIOps trends to look out for in 2024. So, number 1, advancements in machine learning models. So look, it's been all over the news. It's all anyone's talking about. I lost count of how many times AI or generative AI or machine learning models have been said in pretty much every company's press releases or events. This year it's ridiculous. But these things are very real and these things are coming. I think one real good example of something that's in preview right now is the ability to use natural language processing to query event data in CloudWatch in AWS. That's absolutely the direction of travel. I think these machine learning models are only going to get smarter and more intelligent and offer more functions like that. I put a tweet out there recently with a link to the white paper around this natural linguistic model that Amazon have released. I fully expect AWS and ServiceNow and all the other platforms out there, Datadog, Splunk, Dynatrace, etc., to follow suit on that. I think we're going to see more LLMs, those large language models coming to all of these platforms. And we're going to see more advanced machine learnings specifically built around AIOps and observability. And I think for me, AWS and CloudWatch are just trailblazing in front of everyone at the moment. Number 2, integration with DevOps and SRE practices. And this is really, I think, a knock-on effect of the popularity and the success that a lot of companies are having with the OpenTelemetry project. So that's becoming a lot more mainstream. We're seeing ServiceNow and pretty much every other toolkit, Datadog, Splunk, etc. All of these AIOps and monitoring correlation toolkits starting to integrate OTel. And as part of that, DevOps and SRE are a big part of why you would implement OpenTelemetry in the first place. So I think that's going to find its way more mainstream and more into the traditional kind of AIOps workspace because of the success, the continued success that a lot of organizations are having with those two particular models. Number 3, analytics and visualization. So, you don't even have to go back too many years to see the horrific dashboards that used to exist in ServiceNow. I still think the Dynatrace stuff is really hard to use. It does a lot of really good stuff, but when you have, more than 20 services on the visualization, it's how many green dots or how can you spot one little red dot in that cluster. So I think visualization and usability of these toolkits and the analytics that they can produce is going to be a big trend this year. A lot of organizations are trying to go low code, no code. We've been hearing this out of ServiceNow, low code, no code for many, many years. And in order to do that, they're going to have to be able to drive better analytics and visualization. Because if they want to really push low code, it means a shrinkage of the partner network. It means a shrinkage of the requirement for developers on the platform, which means that people inherently have to be able to self-serve. Also, visualization in AIOps tools and just generally monitoring and alerting toolkits have never been that good. So I think if they can enhance that, it's going to improve the user experience. It's going to really drive low code, no code further, and it's going to make these toolkits a lot easier to use. Number 4, collaboration and communication tools. So what do I mean by that? Currently, most of these platforms, especially if you look at ServiceNow and Xenos, even Dynatrace, I believe, integrate into Zoom and integrate into Microsoft Teams. And that's for the creation of war rooms or bridges when there's a major issue or a service degradation. I think that's going to continue. Let's be honest, most of those integrations are still really clunky. ServiceNow as an example, you can start a Teams call, then it forces you out of the ServiceNow platform into Teams itself, and similar with Zoom. Now obviously they're different platforms, different technologies, so you're not expecting it to be completely seamless, but I think it could be a lot better, maybe popping open a new browser window and going using the web app rather than forcing the desktop app, or just bringing some more of those rich integrations and capability onto the Now platform natively, I think would be cool. And that could all be done with Integration Hub and quite a bit of development on the platform. Where I'm thinking here is that how we're going to actually interact with end users. So they could be customers of a service, they could be business users, so the non-techie users. I see, WhatsApp for business, with the reach out to potential customers. If you think about being an airline, having an issue with your booking system or your booking portal or your check-in portal, being able to reach out seamlessly to all users that are using that platform. That's obviously an integration between AIOps and CSM, but wholly achievable across these platforms that have the capabilities on them. I think this is kind of where we're going to see, because for me it's all about the DX, the customer experience, and utilizing these tools to be able to collaborate and communicate with your customers. So I think there's going to be a lot more of a trend in that direction. I think, and I hope, there's going to be more improvements on the integration and capabilities for technical users. But this is kind of, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more around how we actually interface with our customers, our user base out there. And number 5, and these 2 points kind of go hand in hand, right? So user experience and a service-centric approach. Now this has come a long way in the last kind of 3 years. I think more over the last 19 months has been its real kind of acceleration point, and that was with the real popularization of the CSDM, that Common Services framework within ServiceNow, and that's spreading across the ecosystem, not only just within ServiceNow, but I'm seeing all these other toolkits and platforms starting to utilize the same language or their own version of, which now brings everything into a service-centric lens. We don't care about an event on a specific server. What we care about is the impact on a service to a user, because then that filters down a priority and stabilization across the platforms. So we care about the fact that users can't check out their baskets, that they can't complete a payment, that they can't log in, that they can't transfer money. That's what we care about. So shifting the focus on the infrastructure and the application layer into the services layer, or certainly being able to translate and convert that language, I think is hugely important, and the industry is starting to recognize that. So I see a lot more platforms going way more service-centric. And then the user experience, that UX thing that we kind of touched on earlier when we were talking about the advanced machine learning models, and we're talking about visualization. Again, this is that whole real low-code, no-code kind of experience everyone's pushing. They've got to make it a lot easier to drag and drop and to improve the UX design. ServiceNow, I think, is trailblazing here with their new UX. I really like the way that the new portal looks. I think a lot more of the platforms out there are going to start to follow suit and really make it a lot more friendly. So there you have it. They're my top 5 trends to watch out for in the AIOps space in the upcoming year. Maybe give me a year to 18 months, but I certainly see that's the direction of travel. A lot more user-friendly design, a lot more drag and drop, obviously with that whole low-code, no-code play coming from all of the vendors. I definitely think there's going to be leaps and bounds in advancements with the generative AI stuff. It's only going one way. The genie is out of the bottle. It's how we can best utilize that technology in our organizations now. So, yep, they're my hot button items to watch out for in 2024. Thanks for coming back to the channel, and I hope you enjoyed the video.